So the price of Bitcoin went down today, back to where it was yesterday at $23,229. And what am I expecting from the markets? Well, as it sits right now, I'm still in my Ethereum long position and my Bitcoin long position. It's pretty much at my entry on the Bitcoin one, and of course the Ethereum one is in significant profit. What are my plans? Well, I'm going to explain all that in today's video, as well as, of course, checking in on the price of XTP coin and the price of DAFI. I also want to make you aware that tomorrow I'm going to be publishing the next 100x altcoin research video. So make sure you are subscribed to my main channel, which is That Martini Guy on YouTube. Type it in on Google, it should come up. And let's crack on. So first things first, when it comes to the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's price today has been looking decent. I mean, it's not been amazing, has it? It's been a bit of a drop down over the past couple of hours or so. But if we go down to the 5-minute chart, give a bit of a zoomed in perspective of what's happening, it was going pretty well all day, and then it started going pretty badly towards the end of the day. Why does this happen? Well, you have a closing of the European session. When the European markets start closing, people sell out those positions. It's been interesting the past few days because I've been watching this in quite a lot of detail. It seems to be that the Asian market tends to buy between 1 and 5 a.m. and then the European markets dump from open to close. It's been an interesting few days, but it does appear to essentially be that the Asian market is leading the way in the crypto space right now. Interestingly enough, I went on stage today at Blockchain Economy in London and talked about this theory as well. But anyway, if you've not seen me at that place, then you won't see me at that place because it already happened. So anyway, Bitcoin's price, what are we looking at? Well, here you can see we sat on this control line, a big volume line has appeared here on the 5-minute chart at approximately $23,200. But if we go over to the 4-hour, it gives us a little bit more perspective over what's happening on the market right now. As you can see that we have failed now to break out of this downtrend several times, but we're also kind of trapped within this narrowing range here. I think there is a very clear level forming on the price of Bitcoin that if we had to break below it, things are going to get pretty nasty. And that would probably be this control line that you see right here. This control line is currently sitting at $23,000, pretty much bang on. And if we had to break below that $23,000 level on the price of Bitcoin, I close my trades, take a small loss on the Bitcoin one, take a small profit on the Ethereum one, and probably go short at that point in time. Because if we did lose that $23,000 level with any degree of significance, and I want to point out that means an hourly close below that level. We've not had an hourly close below that level. So if we lost that level with an hourly close below that level, the likelihood is that we drop back down to the lower side of this other level of support down here, and then I will be taking a long position from this lower level of support. So that would be if we lose 23,000, expect to drop somewhere down as low as about $22,500. Either way, what is the likelihood on that happening? I don't actually think very high. I actually favor the upside right now, and that's because a lot more people favor the downside. The downside seems like the more popular trade at this point in time. And again, trading crypto, you've got to be slightly contrarian. I know that from my own group chats. You've got to be contrarian. That's just the way that people are. And you've got to look at the other side of the trade. So currently, I think the more people are going short than long. They might be correct in the mid-term, but in the long term, this is definitely, from my perspective, a more bullish scenario than it is a bearish one, because again, we have here a lower level of resistance. Essentially, we are bull penanting outwards, and it's a very, very big pennant, but at the same time, I do believe that we'll break to the upside. When we break to the upside, we will rally very significantly back. It's just been interesting few days because, of course, we had a slightly bearish news coming from the Fed about inflation not slowing down at the pace of which people were expecting it to slow down, but still, nonetheless, inflation is slowing down. However, when it comes to the price of Ethereum, of course, we've talked about Bitcoin now. Again, for Bitcoin, how to confirm a breakout, how to know when I'm correct. Essentially, we would need to break out of this downtrend that you see right here. You can draw it on your own charts at home. To be honest, I've not drawn that line absolutely perfectly. I'd be more likely to draw it, something like that. But either way, somewhere in this range right here, we just need to see a breakout. I'd say above this level right here, which would be sitting around $23,400. No, $23,500 would need to be the breakout. Either way, going over to the price of Ethereum, interesting things going on there because Ethereum is slapping the bottom of the VWAP right now. Now, typically, in recent times, that has meant go long. It seems to be that every time we hit the bottom of the VWAP, we form one of these green candles like this, and it tends to mean buy, buy, buy. In theory, we should be due a bounce on the price of Ethereum, and again, you'd expect that to replicate over to the price of Bitcoin as well. But we can do some further analysis on this by looking at the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart. And Ethereum versus Bitcoin is, again, it's forming this W reversal pattern. Now, this is the hourly chart, but it's quite zoomed out is this chart. If we to drop down onto the daily chart right now and look at Ethereum versus Bitcoin, I mean, we zoomed out very, very, very far there, but there we go. That's the one. You can see that essentially we formed like a very strong trading range here. I would be shocked if we broke to the downside of this. It wouldn't make any logical sense. It makes sense to go to the upside. We are currently at the peak point of liquidity in this range right here. Hence why you're seeing that like the movement at the moment is smaller. The reason why the movement at the moment is smaller is because on most charts at the moment, you'll see that we're at the peak range of liquidity. When you're at peak range of liquidity, it does mean that moves are smaller because you've got to break down the liquidity on either side of the trade. And currently, I favor the upside, hence why I'm in my long position. Now, to point out where my Ethereum long position is from, my Ethereum long position is from $1,575. Currently, market price of $1,610. It's got $13,000 of margin in the trade, and it's currently got $15,000 of profit. That was $17,000 at the start of today's video, but again, it's a rather large trade. It's like $725,000. When it comes to the price of XTP, we're going to get onto that in just a second, as we're going to get onto the price of DAFI as well. We've got a couple more things to discuss on the price of Bitcoin first of all, and those things would be, first of all, drop a like on today's video. Today, trying to get 1,000 likes. We're never going to manage it. We're never going to achieve that. Not on today's video. It is incredibly unlikely, but if you wouldn't mind, do drop a like on it. I'd sincerely appreciate that, and also make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you're enjoying today's video so far. But back to the charts right now. How is the DXY performing? Well, today, the DXY had another update. 0.3% up today. However, it's not broken through this level of resistance. If you're wondering why Bitcoin's price came down today, if you zoom in on this chart, go over to the 15-minute, you'll see that ever since the DXY started rallying, Bitcoin's price started falling. That is literally the reason why. It's nothing to do with any kind of FUD. It's just because the US dollar's value started to increase. And so Bitcoin's value, because it's valued in US dollars, naturally decreases for the, I mean, that's just how these things work. Anyway, yeah, I don't feel a whole lot of bullishness on the DXY, but at the same time, it can run. And if this thing runs to the upside, you don't want to be in a Bitcoin long position. So just be cautious about the way you're trading right now. The other thing I want to point out is to do with Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance got a big rejection to the downside today. But again, you can't really read too deeply into that. There's a lot of interesting things happening on the markets, but I feel like right now is the time that I want to be taking those positions, because I feel like I'd like to be on the right side of the trade, of course, and I believe the right side of the trade is to the upside. Now, if I am correct about that, it does mean, of course, that in the altcoin market as well, things are going to start going particularly well. And if you ever have any question about, like, what is the price of an altcoin, go to cryptosavingexpert.com, click on the markets tab, and you can see all of the prices of all of the coins on this website. At the same time, you can see the top gaining coins for the day in the top 100, or you can remove the top 100 function and it will display all of the coins in the entire world that you can see here. There's a lot of weird things and there's a lot of crazy. I mean, it's fun to just have a look through some of this stuff. You can also see the top losers for the day. Again, if you remove the top 100 feature, it'll tell you all basically of the rug pulls that we've had today. And if you add the top 100 feature, it will just tell you out of the top 100 what is down the most. All sorts of interesting things that you can find, as well as price charts. Again, click on any old coin, it should bring up a price chart. Pretty much everything these days. We've fixed a lot of the kind of bug UI features of this, and again, you can see all of the price charts, long-term history, short-term history, all of that good stuff. Check it out, cryptosavingexpert.com. And of course, if you do ever want your cryptocurrency news, or you want to take a course as well, you can do all of that for free on cryptosavingexpert.com. So click on the link. I don't know if I'm going to leave one in today's video description, but just type it in on Google, it'll come up. But anyway, Crypto Saving Expert out of the way, DAFI's price is looking very tempting to me right now. I am going to buy a bunch of DAFI again. For me, this is at a very strong buy level. Again, it's a very strong level of support. If we zoom out on the DAFI chart, you can see here, tested this level of support a couple of times, and I expect that at some point pretty soon, DAFI will pump back to the upside. But given how low its price is and given how violently the price of DAFI moves, I would expect a significant move to the upside. Like if you were to be looking at this right now and plot the downtrend, we'd only have to break through this level here in order to confirm a bounce to the upside, which would be a break above 0.183. Currently set at 0.778. We're not that far away from a potential breakout on the price of DAFI that would be sparked by a Bitcoin price increase. At the same time as that, we've got, of course, the price of XTP. Now, currently the price of XTP is going down. No surprises there, but there is significantly more buys coming in than sells consistently. And it's because there is one person here, just one. This is just one person with a big fat bag that they keep on dropping into this side of the order book. And that's absolutely fine. There is liquidity on this side of the order book to sustain that kind of selling pressure. The sell side gets weaker and weaker. And like, I don't understand. Like, it doesn't make any sense to be putting these kind of silly numbers in the charts. But essentially, you can see right here, the sell side is so weak, so thin. At some point soon, it's going to get bought up. That supply in that chart is not going to last very long. Again, the sell side liquidity is getting thinner and thinner and thinner. It will get squeezed out at some point. And when it gets squeezed out, you'll see that price ramping back upwards. Just like we saw last time, when it gets down to these levels, there is a lot of contention at these levels because it is the previous high. I would expect that we bounce fairly soon on the price of XTP. And I'm kind of buying some more. So those are the two coins that, of course, I've been investing in for a while now, but at the same time, I'll continue to invest in. Of course, the price of Bitcoin is looking good. The price of Ethereum is looking good. It's just been a bit of a down day, to be honest. And a down day can spark a little bit of negativity, but I'm not feeling that negative. I'm about $17,000 in profit, plus the other $7,000 of profit that I took earlier. So it's very important that you always take profits on trades. If you want to learn more about trading in depth and you don't want to pay somebody to do it, first of all, you can learn about that on cryptosavingexpert.com. But secondly, you can just click on the tutorial. It's linked in today's video description and it's linked at the end of today's video as well. Click on it, watch that tutorial. It'll teach you some stuff about trading and it'll be very useful for you. On that note though, guys, I'm going to be going live this evening as well. So please do drop a like on this video. Thank you all very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hopefully Bitcoin goes up tomorrow. It looks like it potentially could do. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.